Looking again at Genesis chapter 15, verse 1, and this wonderful statement that God says, I am your shield and exceeding great reward. This God revealing himself to Abraham in such a way and telling him, that he will have his seed and it will be as many as the stars. And Abraham believed God. And that experience was just after he had won the battle against the kings, and Melchizedek had appeared unto him. And Jesus in the John's Gospel, chapter 8, verses 54 to 58, we read these words that Jesus answered. He was talking to the Pharisees, the scribes, the religious people, the pastors and elders of his day. He says, if I honour myself, my honour is nothing. It is my Father that honoureth me, of whom you say that he is your God. Yet you have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say, I know him not, I shall be a liar, like unto you. But I know him, and keep his sayings. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it, and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. And that drove them wild. In fact, they took up stones to stone him, and he managed to get away. And if you read further up in chapter 8, there's a whole discourse of the fact that they just didn't believe that he was the Son of God. They just didn't believe that at all. In fact, in one part of the scriptures, when Jesus was claiming God to be his Father, they said, "Oh, we're not born of fornication." In other words, they obviously didn't believe in the virgin birth, and they thought, it was an out of birth wedlock. But we know that precious Jesus came by the Holy Spirit through the Virgin Mary, and we're so thankful that God was in Christ, reconciling the world to himself. And back to Jesus, who was Melchizedek, and this visitation of Melchizedek, we call it a Theophany. Well, what's a theophany, you say? It's an appearance of God. More precisely, it is a visible display to human beings that expresses the presence and character of God. And when Abraham met Melchizedek, he met the Son of God, and he was the King of righteousness and the King of peace. And that's why he was able to say, Moses rejoiced to see my day. How much Moses knew about it all, or the whole story, I don't know, but it was sufficient for Abraham to rejoice and see the day when Christ will come. And that was the whole point, again, of this covenant that looks forward to the day when Christ came and gave his life for all.